Quem não sabe, a gente jogou ano passado 15. Muito bom. They say that's okay. Don't be cautious, don't be kind. You committed a meu crime. Pushed my buttons. The finger on the trigger, but the trigger finger's mine. Silver dollar, golden thing. Dirty water, boys and rain. Perfect murder. I'll be the gun, I'll be lonely, then go. Everybody knows my name. You've been not invited. Want the same things I'm there. Ah não, é Mondestate. De aniversário da Candace. Parabéns, Candace. Nossas primeiras diárias com esse time aqui. Vamos ver se vai dar bom. Call me cold. You italic. I'm in bold. Parabéns, Candace. Quem é Candace? É um personagem lá de Sumeiro. By the way.
I don't get to buy new.
Always say. Only some things I did copy can't turn woman. Go to back and you can watch mine. You love mine.
Gather.
Oh.
Illusion shattered.
To see you go. There's another one I told you so. You just lost the line. You can't have the time. Não, você se contou? Nem vi. Não contou. Botou 1. Não contou. Caramba. Fica de novo. Sorry. 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 Não passa pela água. Ah, passa pela água. Ó, que bonitão. All the same things I did. Copycat and call my you chill back and you can't watch my...
Solidify.
Agora foi. Take a look at my girlfriend.
Stabilize.
A bitter pill to swallow.
Gather.
Mind the side effects.
Ah, conseguiu ficar quentinho essas... Rainy, obrigado. Don't ask, smooth operator. Smooth operator. Smooth operator. To Chicago. Já tipo, meu comando de perto, tu vem.
Solidify.
Let me scrub the death dew.
Eu já percebi que tem 2 catalismos no meu time e 2 lança. Cadê a criança? Ali. Ah, é, a Shango e a Lan só vejo gente dando skill e a Wish. Acabo esquecendo disso. Ué, calma, gente!
Into death.
Gather.
Operator.
Yeah. A bitter pill to swallow. Ka.
Operator.
Yeah.
To Chicago. That's the way. Smooth operator. Smooth operator. Smooth
Ad Astra.
operator.
Thank you for complete.
Smooth operator.
Ad Astra.
Smooth operator. Smooth operator. Smooth operator. Precisa pra upar ele. Pra acender, no caso. Vamos acender ele. Falta pedra. Vamos acender ele.
My energy is on the rise. I suppose it's due to the recent improvements in my condition. I don't feel so wary, even after a full day of seeing patients. This is all thanks to your efforts.
Que fofo. Ah, Erezinho, obrigado pela água. Boa tarde. Erezinho, faz exclamação, bom dia. Tudo junto. I'll make you cry. I'll run away. Nice. Sim, exclamação bom dia. Não, é. Exclamação bom dia, tudo junto. O água foi lágrima de VTubers. Ai. Save your tears for another day. It's too hard to believe what is wrong. With the face thinking not the truth. You have nothing, nobody else. I can't help it, that put through hell. Run away. Ela tá coçando. Making back, cause I wanna stay. Sing your tears for another. Can lies on you what you make. Sing your face to another. Save your tears for another day. Your tears for another day. O que que falta agora? 60 negocinho. 2 negocinho. Não, 4 negocinho e um monte de negocinho. Bonito demais. Vamos ver os talentos. I'll run away. É ouro, né? Save your tears for another day. Your tears for another day. Aqui tem mais. Os mais 2 só. Save your tears for another day. Save your tears for another day. Ó. Like Pepsi Cola, mas a cherry pie. I got the taste of número older. She don't think so, but not so bright. Started in the start, the don't continue making me crazy. I'm addicted to his body with those pretty babies. Gotta make it less right. In case of the giant, I didn't lie just to put in the mind. I'm at it all to come up some. You get it all to last time. You get it all to come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, baby.
Oh, it's just some chronic problem I have flaring up again. Nothing to worry about.
Waiting. I played allegiance to my dad. My thinking it all. I misunderstood. It's all again to making me crazy. And to do his party with this pretty babies. Yeah, coming to me. Eu devia ter desconto, né? Por ir lá comprar.
What's your name, buddy? Are you here to buy some medicine?
Droga.
Are you lost?
Comecei a missão sem querer. Só queria comprar violeta.
No, I'm not. Hey there, Chi-Chi. Hi, Gray. What's going on?
Gwei.
Hi, Traveler and Paimon.
You've actually come at the perfect time. This little boy seems to have gotten himself lost. I think he must be new to the city. Probably wandered away from...
No, listen to me. I'm not the one who's lost. It's my dad.
Consegui um diferente, ô Rainer.
Dad? How does a fully grown man manage to get lost in Liyue Harbor? Well, my dad's always been kind of forgetful. In the past, he was just a little slow to react sometimes. But I'm worried that it's getting more serious. So... She went out a few days ago to gather some herbs for my dad, but she still hasn't come back. Meanwhile, my dad's been getting worse and worse. I remembered that the owner of Boo Boo Farm... When we got to the city gate, I took a moment to ask the Millith guards for directions to the pharmacy. And then, when I turned back around, my dad was gone. I asked the Millith guy...
You came to the right place. Junction can... Hey! Who's talking about me behind my back?
Changsheng, Chi-Chi meant that as a compliment. There's no need to be upset. Hello, child. You mentioned that you were looking for the owner of Boo Boo Pharmacy. How might we be of service?
You have a talking snake? Oh, are you Uncle Baiju?
Grande tio Baidu.
Uncle Baiju.
Changsheng, now's not the time. My dear boy, could you tell me more about your father's condition? As much as you can
Stalish,
recall.
verdade, né?
Yes, Uncle... Dr. Baiju.
I see. And your family lives near Qingse village, you say? I visit patients there frequently, but...
Uh-huh. My mom doesn't like meeting other people.
Are you? By any chance, is your mother's name Jiangli?
Whoa, yeah, it is. Do you know my mom, Dr. Baiju?
I certainly do. Gui, Chi-Chi, are there any pressing matters in the pharmacy at the moment? Ayu's parents are old acquaintances of mine, so I would very much like to
biguinho
assist
dele.
with the search. Would the two...
Don't forget us two. We already told Ayu that we...
Oh, really? Well, that's...
Chi-Chi and I need to clear up the shop front first, but once that's taken care of, we'll be right out to help you with the search.
Family is very important.
Thank you. Then I'll leave you to handle the pharmacy. Traveler, Paimon, why don't you come with me and Ayu?
Arte de curar. Ele tá aqui, né? Tá vendo? Ele tá aqui. Cadê ele? Tá aqui! Eu preciso de planta! Cadê? Você tá me imitando? É isso? Tá me imitando? Sento o ritmo.
Can you believe that little... I didn't even know how to buy...
Droga. Fritos.
This realm is truly beginning to thrive.
Entendi. Tenta amar pasito a pasito, san suavecito. Un poquito a poquito. Dale cabeza, con camino, tenguita de cabeza, pasito a pasito, san suavecito. Un poquito a poquito. De cabeza. Quita de cabeza. Despacito. Pasito. Desamorido. Pero quero foi tomando pico. Despacito. Puntocito.
If you ever...
Entra mais comigo. Já tá pronta, minha flor? Quero que me tanto corpo, quero ser do ritmo. Amanhã. Essa mesa mi boca. Eres favorito. Que me está empezando, que me siento herido. Es que me están tus gritos. Despacito. América de Porto Rico. Tá bom, vou fazer. Pasito a pasito, some sapecito. Número te amo, poquito a poquito. Sobre suavecito, cámara te amo, poquito a poquito. Porque eres tan perigo. Porra, em meu nariz.
They searched to the north, but couldn't find anyone who matched the description.
Well, that complicates things. The city folks say there's no sign of him either. We need to start looking further afield. But where are we gonna get the people?
Excuse me, sirs. Have you found out
Sirs.
anything about my dad yet?
Ah, hey there, buddy. Dr. Baiju. What brings you out this way?
The boy asked for our help, so we're here to join the search. Any new developments to update us on?
Oh, thank goodness. We were just discussing how we're running out of manpower. As for updates, I'm sorry to say that we've searched the surrounding area thoroughly, but didn't find anything.
The guards at the crossing up ahead said they hadn't seen anyone either, so we don't believe he was heading towards the Gwali Plains. But it is possible that he was bound for Luhua Pool.
Luhua Pool? The terrain there can be tricky to navigate. Let's hope he hasn't run into any trouble.
You will? Oh, great. We can't thank you enough.
Sorry we weren't able to find your dad, buddy.
That's okay. Thank you for trying.
Fofo. Ai. Tá lá ainda? Calma. Stay away. Ué, cadê ele? Meu Deus do céu, por que o jogo faz isso contigo? Tira um cara que tu precisa comprar coisa com ele pra colocar ele no meio da missão. E aí, Sam? Ah.
Dad! Dad, can you hear me?
Look, there's somebody over there. Oh no, it's... Hey, you! Stop! Don't go any further! Watch where you're going!
Ué, quem te chamou?
Customer, Wangsheng Funeral Parlor does appreciate your patronage, but you needn't hasten the inevitable. Huh?
Dad!
Hey, Hu Tao! My, who do we have here? It's the Traveler in Paimon. My worst nightmare.
É esse, hein? Conseguiu o coração.
I see she's still...
Thank you, Director Who, for saving.
Dad, are you okay? Do you recognize me? It's me, Ayu. Your name is Jia Liang, and you live just west of Chingsa Village. You were supposed to come to Liyue Harbor to see the doctor. Remember? Does that jog your memory?
Oh, my name is Jia Liang. Liyue Harbor. See the doctor? Yes, I'm Jia Liang, and I need to see the doctor. Wait, why do I need to see the doctor?
Uh-oh. He seems in really bad shape. We need to get him back to Boo Boo Pharmacy right away. Sorry, Hutao, gotta dash. Dinner's on us next time.
Hold on a second. You're not seriously thinking of taking him to Boo Boo Pharmacy in this?
Huh?
Come on, Baiju. Don't tell me you haven't noticed it. Didn't your master teach you how to spot the signs? Why do I get the sense that you spotted them right away? But
Use what? What are you talking?
There are
Yee.
traces of god remains in Jialiang's system.
yes, but more importantly, they're on the verge of an outburst.
Paimon, sorry.
God remains?
There's no need to worry, Director Hu. I have methods of keeping them. It is the sworn duty of all who practice medicine to cure illnesses and save lives. What reason would I have to neglect a patient in need who is right there in front of me? Besides, it was my late master's dying wish to be able to save this patient in particular. Perhaps out of respect for him, you could give me a day's grace so that I have time to treat him?
Now you're bringing my great uncle into this? Baiju, just what are you planning this time?
Merely to cure this man, nothing more. But of course, if you have any doubt as to my intentions, you are more than welcome to accompany me to Boo Boo Pharmacy and monitor my activities.
Oh, really? I thought I was persona non grata at Boo Boo Pharmacy. You're being unusually generous today. Okay, deal. We're not gonna solve anything by keeping Jialiang here. I'm happy to do it your way, but only for my great uncle's sake and the travel.
You must be pleased you brought the traveler along.
Well, time is of the essence. Let's get ourselves back to Boo Boo Pharmacy. Blockages within the cardiovascular system. I see. I suppose this must have caused the
Dr. Baiju, how bad is...
Don't you worry. Baiju's a...
Ayu, do you know when your father first started?
I'm not sure. He's been like this for...
So it's been a long time indeed. No, I have a treatment plan. Come and see me again tomorrow morning. I promise that by then...
Thank you, Dr. Baiju. Thank you.
If you still have any misgivings, Director Hu...
However, it would be best if you step outside this room. A doctor must be able...
Yes, of course, absolutely. I'll just go and look at the flowers or something.
See you tomorrow, Baiju and Changcheng.
Bye for now, everyone.
Are you ready, Baiju?
Ready as I'll ever be. I'm used to it by now. Come on, let's get started.
Fofo.
All's well that ends well, huh? You know, Paimon's kind of curious. Yeah, you must be curious.
Eu não quero informações, eu quero falar com um cara aqui. Triste. Oi! Ó o pé dele. Caramba, ele tá segurando só com o pezinho dele aqui, olha. Só o calcanhar. Só no calcanhares. Agora, sabe o que eu falei? Ele ficou com o pé reto de novo. Abilities é quando tu tem doença crônica. É a habilidade que tu ganha.
While I'm idling time on admiring the scenery, the spectacled snake-bedecked docs doing surgery. Hello, you busy bees, and what do you have to discuss with the funeral director to... Actually, don't tell me. Let me guess. From the looks on your faces, you've got some questions for me.
Guilty as charged. So, we were just a little curious about Baiju's master. What was he like? Oh, and also, how come you and Baiju could tell so quickly that Jialiang had god remains in his system?
Huh? I thought I told you once before. Wangsheng Funeral Parlor was first founded to fight back against the vengeful wrath of gods defeated in war. Well, it is a dusty old tale by this point. Long story short, In the ancient world, dead gods were acting up, so our ancestors started purifying the air and burning the bodies of the deceased to guard the border between life and death. These days, we don't deal with the wrath of the gods anymore, but all the relevant know-how is still passed down to each generation, so we can identify gods' remains when we see them.
Okay, Paimon gets it now. Wait, so how did Baiju learn to spot them?
Almost certainly from his master, who was also my great-uncle. Baiju's master was my grandpa's younger brother, a former deputy director of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor.
Wow, fancy that! Huh. So, if he was from Wangsheng Funeral Parlor, how did he end up as Baiju's master?
According to my grandpa, he and my great-uncle once went traveling together when they were young. They ended up at Chenyu Vale, where they met a pharmacist. That pharmacist must have cast some sort of spell on my great-uncle, because after that encounter, he suddenly announced he wanted to leave the family business and go practice medicine instead. My grandpa had a huge argument with him, but he couldn't convince him to stay. So my grandpa inherited the funeral parlor, while my great-uncle stayed in Chenyu Vale to practice medicine. They never spoke to each other again.
Funeral director to doctor is a pretty big career change. Kinda hard to imagine. But why did it drive a wedge between them for the rest of their lives? That seems a bit extreme.
If he had just become a regular doctor, there would have been no issue. After all, the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor wasn't unlike a regular doctor's clinic in the early days. But according to my grandpa, the pharmacist they met had a very ominous aura about him. And on top of that, the kind of medicine practiced in the Chenyu Vale tradition goes against the natural order of things.
In what way?
Don't know. My grandpa didn't know the specifics. And you've seen how wary Baiju is around me. He'd never tell me anything. But even that says to me that he definitely has something to hide. One thing I do know about Baiju is that he's obsessed with the idea of immortality. But whether that has anything to do with what he's hiding anyway, so I will be sticking around here for now to keep a close eye on the situation. Maybe tomorrow I'll finally figure out what he's up to.
After all that, it seems like we have more questions than answers.
Life, death.
It's a new day! Let's go back to Boo Boo Pharmacy and check out how Jialiang is doing.
Cadê o cara dali? Cadê o mercador?
Dad!
To always think twice.
Oh, are you?
Dad, you remember me!
Yes, I remember now. Oh, Ayu, I'm so sorry. You must have been worried sick. Has your mom shown up yet? She's been gone for a while, hasn't she?
Don't worry, Dad. I got the Adventurers Guild to help us look for her. And Dr. Baiju's gonna help too. Right now, all you need to do is concentrate on getting better.
Great. That's wonderful. I can't thank you enough, Dr. Baiju.
My pleasure, really. It's the least I can do to honor my late master's dying wish. If anything, I should be apologizing to you for not making the time to visit in all these years.
Not at all, Dr.
Quests
Baiju.
perdedores são muito ruins.
It's
Esse
only
sequestro
because
perdedores.
Jiali-
Sim! Ela tem que terminar essa missão.
What was her reason again?
You're still in the early stages of recovery, so you'll need to take it easy for a while. Take it slowly and try not to overexert yourself.
I suggest you stay at Boo Boo Pharmacy and rest for at least the next few days.
Director Hu, do you have any further reservations about Jia Liang's condition?
It seems like The evil presence is gone after all. You really did manage to suppress it, huh? But how did you accomplish this in a single night?
That would be a trade secret, I'm afraid. If that gives you any cause for concern, you may continue to monitor Jialiang for as long as you wish. Though I regret to say that Boo Boo Pharmacy cannot offer to
Fica pra isso, eu faço quest de 3 ao primeiro, verdade.
for any revenue lost in the meantime.
Oh, come on, Baiju. I'm not that unreasonable.
Ah.
I've been stuck indoors for too long. Baiju, take me outside for some air, or I'm going to suffocate.
Ah, yes, of course. Everyone, please excuse Changsheng and myself for a moment.
Coffee.
Suffering now, are we? Did you seriously expect to cover it up just by putting on a brave face and ignoring it? If it weren't... But in any case, why must you keep this a secret from everybody? You should at least share your secret with one person you trust.
Who's there?
Fofoqueira.
Why did you follow us here? Oh, it's nothing. I just needed to get some air.
Coffee.
What did I just say about putting on a brave face?
É exatamente o Rainen. Quem será a pessoa de confiança, hein?
Instead, he transferred some of his own life force to his patient to temporarily subdue the poison in his system. Baiju, can you please...
My predecessors in medicine forged a contract with Changsheng. Every successor to this contract is able to use Changsheng's secret art to treat patients. I believe the irregularities with Jialiang's heart meridian were likely caused by a poison concocted using god remains as a key ingredient. The poison has not been purged from Jialiang's system. Rather, I infused him with some of my own life force, using Changsheng as the delivery medium. This will suppress the poison's effects for a limited time.
Changsheng? You can do that?
É verdade, também achei que ele só gostava dela no pescoço dele.
Hey, I'll have you know that I commanded the respect of even the Adepti back in Chenyu Vale. If anything, he is my mannequin. I was treating patients with Baiju's master's master long before he ever set eyes on his first medical text. Whoa. Guess you shouldn't judge a snake by its skin.
Please, that's enough.
Wait a sec. Huto was saying that the branch of medicine you studied uses some pretty dubious methods.
Hardly. Changsheng helps to keep my chi in balance, so there is no great harm done.
Still, Baiju's life force is not unlimited. We must find a way to neutralize the
Mas uma cobra
poison
personagem,
in
não
Dragon's
Baiju.
body.
Verdade.
And
Verdade.
soon. Traveler, Paimon, would you lend this dummy a hand? He needs... Baiju, don't you think you
Thank you, traveler.
Huh. Paimon doesn't think we've seen this side of you. But there's no need to thank us.
The poison in Jialiang's system, yes. I asked Ayu this. Let's head there together once I've asked Gui. As well as investigating Jialiang's exposure to the poison, we should also keep an eye out for Ayu's missing mother.
4 livros. Vamos estudar. Onde que eu tô? Olá, Titi. Ei!
Are you
Não!
heading out now, Dr.
Yes, While I'm gone,
Rest assured, the moment anything comes up that you... Are you heading out now, Dr. Bite?
Yes. What?
Rest assured, the moment...
Ah, meu Deus do céu! Eu só queria comprar plantinha. Eu sei que já tem plantinha ali para 2 dias. Então já tem plantinha pra comprar. E eu não posso comprar a viloleta do Baiju, porque a Miho decidiu a hora de fazer missão. Afinal, por que não, né? Ele tá ali, porém não pode ir na compra dele ainda.
Whoa! There's a house on...
Nor have I. And
Oh, that reminds Paimon. We meant to ask earlier, but it slipped...
she was indeed. We studied medicine. She is several years older than I.
Supposedly. Wait, Changsheng?
Jiang Li did occasionally come back to Chenyu Vale to see our master, but for whatever reason, she hardly ever talked about her family. The last time she visited us, she and...
Quarrel? I don't know.
Nor did master ever
Oh.
No. Even...
Paimon never knew you were so selfless, Bai.
So a few words from me is...
What the... Okay.
Let's split up. But if anyone finds anything, we'll examine it together.
Do Baiju. Have sex with the ghost of your nose all alone. She is a freak in the sheets. Have sex with the ghost of your nose.
Traveler, Paimon, come quick!
Vendo isso aqui. Ué, olá? Eu tô aqui. Okay.
What is this?
Changsheng and I found a hidden compartment.
Is it breathing? Paimon's not seeing things, is she?
No, your eyes do not deceive you. Some toxins act a lot like living organisms. I read about this once in the Origins and Symptoms of Diseases. This ancient class of poisons consists of mother and minor loads, capable of sustaining a connection over vast distances. If it's a concoction of this kind we're dealing with, then both the poison in Jialiang's system and this one here are likely minor loads. Offshoots, essentially.
Offshoots? So, the main body is somewhere else?
Correct. Whoever is administering the poison can manipulate the source to indirectly control the poisoned individual's behavior and even cognition. Similarly, the poisoned individual will hear, to a varying extent, the call of the source.
The call of the... Wait. So, back when Jialiang ran off, maybe that explains where he was heading!
Only one thing could have been drawing him there. The source of the god remains used as the poison's key ingredient, the mother lode.
This is getting crazier and crazier. What kind of person would do all this just to poison Jialiang? Hey, why has everyone gone quiet all of a sudden?
Since this poison was carefully hidden away in a secret compartment, the one who concocted it is likely a resident of the house.
You mean Jialiang? Why would he poison himself?
Think a little harder, Paimon. Someone else who lives here, and who might have expertise in crafting drugs.
Huh? So you're
Não
saying...
tá de surfing.
It was Jiang Li? Wait, but that doesn't make any sense either. Why
agree. It makes little sense. Jiangli does not strike me as the kind of person who would do such a thing.
Look at the facts, though. How many people in the entirety of Liyue have the ability to concoct a poison from god remains?
It's too early to draw any... Yes. According to the origins and symptoms of diseases, the minor loads will disappear if the mother load is purged. So if we can find and destroy the source of these god remains, the poison will leave Jialiang's system without the need... Do you know anything about god remains in
Didn't you used to be on good terms with the Adepti, though? You sure they didn't tell you anything about this?
Well,
Changsheng's memories and powers are not what they were in her prime. These days, she has to enter a contract with a mortal and share
carinha
their
dela só
life
balançando a
force
cabeça,
just to
concordando.
sustain her own life. I fear that such ancient events are long gone from her memory by now.
Whoa, what? After a contract?
Hey! Plenty of people would jump at the chance to join forces with a powerful being like me. With my assistance in rebalancing your chi, not only can you extend your lifespan, but you will also be stronger, healthier, and able to eat whatever you like with no risk of upsetting your stomach.
Stronger and healthier? Baiju, maybe when you retire, you can let Paimon sign a contract with Changsheng for a few days.
Unfortunately, Changsheng's contract has strict requirements regarding the host's temperament. None of her hosts have ever been exempted from these rules. I fear that I will be unable to accommodate your wishes, Paimon.
Temperament? Hey! Ugh, Paimon's mad! You're getting ugly nicknames, both of you! Baiju, you're Mannequin Man! Changsheng, you're just a pain in the neck!
This is exactly why your natural temperament makes you woefully unsuited to being my host.
All right, everybody, calm down. Back to the matter at hand. Is there any way at all for us to seek counsel from the Adepti about this?
With how antisocial they are? What?
Seems you're as well connected as they say, Traveler. We are truly fortunate to have you on our side.
Oh, if you're talking about who Paimon thinks you're talking about, you better do the honors.
Grande tchau. E sempre aparece no alto, porque se ele aparecesse embaixo, todo mundo ia ver como ele é baixo.
Gets Paimon every time.
Are all Adepti in the habit of material?
Well, this is unexpected.
Huh? It's you.
Baiju of Boo Boo Pharmacy. I do believe I've had the pleasure before. The Lantern Rite when we met briefly.
Huh? You two already know each other?
Our paths have crossed once before. I sense the presence of evil spirits. Is this why you called me? So someone has been concocting demonic poison. Too often, fervent desires drive mortals to abandon all regard. I now know what you seek. It is a vile monster known as the Che once wrought havoc over this land. Before the land was finally cleansed of poison, when Rex Lapis used statues in his likeness to seal the serpent's remains. The seal is still mostly intact. If the Che is the source, then it must be some of its blood leaking from deep underground. However, its aura is faint and barely detectable. I do not like to intervene against mortals unless absolutely necessary, but when demonic forces are involved, things... Nothing. I do not wish to sway decisions that are mortals to make, but immortality may not be the blessing that you imagine it.
I shall treasure your words of instruction,
Gostou?
Master Adeptus.
Farewell.
What a strange Adeptus. Rather different from the way I remember them.
That's chill for ya. We finally got some concrete info to go off.
If the god remains are leaking from underground, Jiangli must be paying a visit to a subterranean cave on her herb gathering trips.
Master!
Gui? Did you run all the way from Boo Boo Pharmacy?
What happened? Don't panic. Just catch your breath and tell me.
It's Jiaoliang. He was fine one minute, and then he suddenly took a turn for the worse.
Already? Based on past experience, he should have been fine for the next 3 days at least.
It seems that my worst fears have been confirmed. Everyone, back to Boo Boo Pharmacy.
Podia ter teletransportado a gente, né? Exatamente, querido.
Dad, what's wrong?
Don't be scared. Dr. Baishu will be back soon.
How is he doing?
Dr. Baiju, you're back. My dad was doing fine earlier, but then he suddenly started
Fazer
coughing
você
up
andar,
blood.
né?
Now he can't even get a full word out anymore.
When Gui left, he was still conscious. But...
Gui, please take Jiaoliang to the back room.
Yes, of course.
Don't worry, Ayu. I will cure your father.
Baishu's not gonna use Changsheng's secret art again, is he?
Let
No other
me...
way to save Jiaoliang?
Tô triste. Por até amanhã. De novo.
How are you feeling, Dad? Are you still hurting anywhere? You're not gonna suddenly collapse again, are you?
Much better, Ayu. I'm feeling much better. In fact, I can't explain it, but somehow I feel even better than usual. Wait, where's Dr. Baiju? I still haven't had a chance to thank him. Seems he moved me here before I came to.
Master said he needed to take a quick rest and asked me to bring you out of the treatment room. He hasn't emerged yet, so he must still be resting.
Oh, really? Well, he must be tired from treating me for 2 nights in a row. I don't know how I can begin to repay him for saving my life. I'll have to discuss it properly with Jiangli once we find her. Speaking of which, has there been any word of her whereabouts yet?
No, the Adventurers Guild hasn't gotten back to me yet. I'll go check with them again in a bit.
I'll come with...
Don't forget what Master said. You're still not out of the woods yet, Jiaoliang. I strongly suggest that you stay and rest at Boo Boo Pharmacy for now. I can accompany Ayu to the Adventurers Guild.
I suppose you're right. I'll have to rely on you this time. Though, on the bright side, this means I can thank Dr. Baiju in person once he's finished resting.
Traveler, Baiju hasn't shown his face ever since he went in. Huh? Hey, wait up!
Huh?
You're finally awake? That was far too risky. Even with
Perfuminho ali atrás, ó.
help you balance your chi.
There was no time. I had no other choice. Jiangli's design is quite brilliant. She makes...
So, how much longer do you...
They've been outside waiting for you the whole time while you...
Saudade de ter voz, hein? Que não era da Paimon.
doesn't. There's...
Who's talking behind our backs again?
Ah! Baizhu! Changsheng!
Of course.
Jialiang seemed fine yesterday.
And as a result...
What? You mean...
Yes. But more pertinently, Jialiang has a rare though it was created from god remains. This formula is not a poison in Jialiang's case. Rather, it's his medication.
Had he not taken it all these years, he likely would have died a long time ago.
Still, using poison to treat a disease is hardly a viable long-term... Moreover, the longer he relied upon this medicine, the more resistant his body became to it. Jiangli had to concoct ever greater quantities to ensure its continued efficacy.
That explains why Ayu said his dad has been getting worse, and why his mom went off to gather herbs.
God remains are extremely dangerous to be around, because humans have no natural defense against. I fear that the situation is just as that Adeptus described.
Não fala nem o nome do Shao.
Jialiang's life, Jiangli has abandoned all regard for her own safety.
I never suspected that even Jiangli would turn to the same path as so many, to sacrifice one's own life to save others. To go beyond human means in order to do the impossible.
Well, I think that it's too early to say with any certainty what fate has in mind. In any case, I have stabilized Jialiang's condition for now, so our immediate priority should be to get ourselves back to Qingsa village and find out where Jiangli is. Her regular exposure to god remains over such a long period will have been catastrophic for her health. And given that she's already been missing for several days, I am fearing the worst.
It's me, Traveler, Dr. Baizhu.
It's Jialiang!
Dr. Baizhu, please let... You've already done so much. After all, if it wasn't for me, I'm sure I'll be able to remember.
Be careful. If you get too agitated...
No! We're out of time! We have to go now.
Pra tu ver,
I
hein?
forget everything again.
Escolhas.
This trip will be extremely dangerous, and there is a very real possibility that you will not return from it. Are you sure you're prepared for that?
I never expected to live this long in the first place. My death is already long overdue. So why should I fear it? There's only one thing I fear now, and that's that I'll forget her again before we manage to find her.
Very well. Then follow me.
Todo mundo fica atrás das coisas, ouvindo as conversas dos outros, né? Ninguém respeita ninguém mais.
Dr. Baizhu, are you heading out again?
Yes. This could be a long one. Could you please prepare a dose of the usual formula? Please add an extra measure of mistgrass pollen, and 1 dose each of the ingredients from the 3rd and 5th compartments of my
Quando ali atrás do poste, tinha cidade toda de ele atrás.
Dr. Baizhu...
Hop to it now. And remember to be careful with the cauldron this time. You don't want to burn yourself
Me
again.
manda uma criança fazer isso. Ué. E agora você vai deixar eu comprar? Finalmente! É amanhã. Não é hoje. Eu fiz isso aqui tudo à toa. Eu tentei me matar, eu não consegui. Ai. A vida apenas. Ela vai por causa de terminar então ela. Droga. Pequena Lu! Ain't no sunshine, she's gone. Ain't no sun, is away. Ain't no sunshine if it's gone. If it's gone, it is gone. Down, think it died. She goes away.
That strange feeling is back. It's just like the day I went missing. It's as if something inside me is trying to guide me somewhere.
The Mother Lode's influence is growing
Ain't no
stronger.
sunshine if
But
it's
is it because we're
gone.
getting closer to the source?
Always
Or because the
going
leakage of
down,
Che
and
blood is
every
growing more
time
severe?
She goes
Jialiang,
away.
can you sense which direction?
I think it's this way. Yes, I'm sure of it.
Gente, vai precisar
I
abrir
feel
o
a dull
telefone.
ache in my heart. This must be the way.
He's gone.
This place feels familiar. I think I've been here before.
There is an in us.
I think I remember this place.
Jialiang, are you okay?
No, I have to keep going. Jiang.
This place.
The digging marks here appear.
A thieves' tunnel? Paimon.
Judging by the tool, but why did they abandon this place?
I remember now. But she said that the method would.
Easy, Jialiang.
This is order. Stabilize.
Mind the side effects. A bitter pill to swallow.
Easy.
Whoa, there's a sensor here. Those treasure hoarders sure made themselves at home.
I believe this sensor was used to burn a monster repelling.
A monster repelling incense?
The incense was burned several days ago. If I had to guess, the monsters we fought just now, no doubt an encounter with the very same entity was what prompted the treasure hoarders to flee after them. Jiang Li was the next person to discover.
That's right. This sensor. This is where. I'm fine. Let's keep going. I can feel it.
Quer ver que a esposa dele vai ser a cobra?
I can feel it. We're getting close. We're almost there. It's right up ahead. The place where we made a pact together to...
Aha! We can keep going now.
From the looks of it, the energy released by this mechanism can not only clear barriers, but also be conducted by corresponding mechanisms. Perhaps it's something we can make use of.
Doesn't see any barrier-breaking mechanisms around here.
There are tracks here, and it looks like they're connected to something. Shall we follow it and see where it takes us?
Não, era pro outro lado.
Solidify!
Shadows of... Shine down!
The doctor will see you now.
Stabilize! I will have order!
Delved into destiny. There is no escape.
Obrigada pelo lock, heróizinho. Ai.
Jiangli!
Look out! There's a monster next to her!
The god remains must have lured them here. Watch my back.
Gather!
Let me scry. There is no escape.
The doctor will see you now.
like an emergency.
Oh, droga. Eu não consegui trocar a fusão ali. Enfim.
Dr. Baiju, how serious is it?
I can still feel a pulse, but her condition is quite grave. The god remains here are encroaching on her cognition. Much if we don't eliminate it soon.
Then what are we waiting for?
It's not as simple as that. The poison within Jialiang's body is inextricably if the source is purged.
And the poison within Jialiang's body is keeping his heart condition under control. Oh no.
Indeed. If the god remains here are purged, then your life will...
I wondered when this day might come.
Wait! But we've all been working our butts off to save Jialiang's life! Baiju, you're a great doctor! Surely you gotta know if...
You could continue to take the poison, which would buy you some time. As for Jiang Li, maybe if we put our heads together, we can think of something?
It appears to me that she was striving to concoct your medicine for you, right up until the moment when she lost consciousness.
Dr. Baiju, give it to me straight.
The god remains have reached her internal organs. Under ordinary circumstances, I would...
But what would be the point of Dr. Baiju? I'm all too aware of the dangers of god remain. If I continue to sustain my own life using this wretched substance, not only would Jiang Li have to keep risking her life to make my medicine for me, but I would have to live with the looming threat of these I know for a fact that I should have died over a decade ago. The fact that I've been around to see you grow up is already a great blessing from Rex Lapis. If my choice can bring Jiang Li back, then even if I,
Jialiang?
After cheating death for so long, it seems I've grown somewhat addicted to life. Traveler, Dr. Baiju, could I have another minute?
Of course.
E se ele dissesse não?
Thank you, everyone. And I'm sorry that I won't be able to repay your kindness in this life.
Jialiang? Baiju, Changsheng, is there really nothing else you can do?
I am sure that over the years, Jiang Li will have tried all the conventional methods known to humankind.
Mortals are fated to grow old and pass on when their natural lifespan runs out.
What a crazy situation. Jiang Li risked it all to save Jialiang's life. And now...
I've seen many final farewells in my time, but I can never get used to it.
In the human realm, all things must come to at least. That's what generation...
The path they chose was indeed a heroic one. But when I think of those who would willingly I cannot help but think that theirs are the lives least deserving of death.
When all this began, we agreed that once if you could only see him now. He took me all the way to Liyue Harbor to see the doctor. And he even got the Adventurers Guild to search for you. So, I know that you'll both be okay without me. I've said my goodbyes. My time has come.
As you wish.
It will eat away at both your cognition and your memories.
I'll take it.
Mom, something's really wrong with Dad. Don't fret, Ayu. I will gather...
Why would these memories come to mind now? The longer we live...
O giro do Michael é...
Oh, how I would love to hear...
Jialiang! 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 Dad!
Didn't I... Huh? What are these?
How does it feel to come back to life?
Do you feel strange or different in any way? If so, could you describe...
Dr. Baishu, I thought that I was going to...
Die?
Bom, muito obrigada pela sua rede. Estamos muito bem-vindos, gente. Meu nome é Cherry, nós jogando um pouco aqui de Genshin Impact. Que tem mods exatamente aqui mesmo, hein? Bom dia. Como foi lá jogando League of Legends? E aí sim, hein?
I'm a zombie?
That's right. Before we set off, I asked Chi-Chi to prepare an elixir of immortality. With its help, you have been suspended in the space between life and death. Of course, this is but a crude imitation of an Adeptus art. I don't expect it to extend your life indefinitely. Whether it will keep you alive for a few days, a few months, or a few years, I am as interested as you to find out. But, however long you have left, I believe it should be more than sufficient time for you to say your final goodbyes before departing the world in peace. I hope that Director Who finds this arrangement...
An elixir of immortality? How'd you cook that up? Ugh. Leave it to you to work on something like that behind my back.
It's a work in progress that hardly lives up to its name, and it would have had no effect were it not for Jialiang's iron will. In the end, I am merely a doctor. I understand very little of the great principles governing life and death and the perpetual cycle of yin and yang. All I know is that if I'm presented with a life that deserves to be saved, I will do everything in my power to save them. And even this would have counted for nothing without Director Who's assistance. After all, did you not tell Jialiang to show us the way before we set off for Qingsa village?
Oops. And...
Without Director Who nudging things in the right direction, we may not have found Jiang Li in...
No wonder he didn't mention the elixir back then. I thought he was being frank and transparent with me for once.
Director Who told me to keep her suggestion a secret, but it seems nothing escapes Dr.
Never underestimate a serpent's sense of smell.
All I wanted was to help Jialiang find his missing wife as soon as possible, so that he
Eu
could
também
be on his way to
presunto,
the
verdade,
afterlife
hein?
without any unfulfilled. Leave it to Boo Boo Pharmacy to snatch the perfect opportunity right out of my hands at the last hurdle. One Chi-Chi was enough of a conundrum. The last thing I need's another one. If I'd known this was coming, I'd have whisked him off to the Wangsheng.
Tadinha da Titi lá, toscandinha com medo da Rutal.
You stay away from my dad! When I grow up, I'm gonna become an even better doctor than Mom and Baiju, and cure Dad for good!
Oh, is that right? Well, you wouldn't be the first person who's tried to put Wangsheng Funeral Parlor out of business. If you're serious
Ela
about
ameaçando uma
it,
criança.
you'll have your work cut out for you. Traveler, Paimon, I'll catch you all another time.
Is she finally gone? All's well that ends well. If you ask Paimon, we should probably do something to celebrate this hard-earned family reunion. At times like this, a grand celebration.
It feels like it was a whole lifetime ago.
Yay! Paimon can't wait! Alright, first things first, off to the market for some...
Oh, wait up! I'll come too! Baiju, thank you so much for everything you've done for us.
Don't mention it, Jiangli.
Just your duty, huh? Baiju, Changsheng, would you mind if we took this conversation outside?
Time flies. It's been so long since we bade each other farewell in Chenyu Vale. Changshang, you're the same as ever. You haven't changed one bit.
You, on the other hand, have changed a lot.
You're right. My younger self would have never imagined that things would one day turn out this way. Or that you'd turn out this way, Baizhu. I've taken a look at your elixir of immortality. It's not altogether dissimilar from the poison I concocted in terms of the way it functions.
I have to say, Jiangli, it was a stroke of genius to use poison to maintain life. I hope you're not too upset at me for copying your methods.
No, not at all. With your intellect, even if you'd never seen my poison, but I'm still impressed by how quickly you managed to gain such a... Not just that. You even managed... Baizhu, be honest with me.
Huh. Told you the truth.
Life force isn't the only thing that Changshang's contract lets...
Nothing gets past you, Jiangli. You are correct. Besides life force, Changsheng's secret art also allows for the transfer of toxins and diseases.
tudo bem?
When I treated Jia Liang for the second time, I transferred some of the poison from his body into my own. Not only did this allow me to alleviate the... There is no need to worry about any long-term consequences to my health, however. Now that the source has been destroyed, any remaining poison in me will have already dissipated.
But you took such a huge risk. If we hadn't destroyed the god... The reason I left our master and went into hiding all those years ago was that he was getting old. And I didn't want him using up any, but in the end, how were my methods any different? Are all disciples of Chenyu Vale destined to turn out this way? To
Tudo
live a
bem,
short
Brad, perguntar.
life, haven't given away our...
We are doctors, Jiangli. We ought never say that anyone's fate...
Baizhu, I can tell that
Se autobana,
for
Rainer.
years, you've used the contract with Changshang to transfer many diseases and toxins. Can you still stop before it's too late?
I think you know the answer, Jiangli. Every one of us from Chenyu Vale...
Hey, food's ready!
Mom, come and join us. The Traveler taught me a load of new recipes and said even Dad'll be able to taste them. Come and...
Yes, darling. Mom will be there in just a second. Hey, slow down. Baizhu, I know I won't be able to convince you, but please don't forget that if one day you're not around anymore, Chi-Chi, Gui, and all...
There's no need to worry, Jiangli. I know what I'm doing.
I can only hope so.
Baizhu, what did Jiang Li mean by...
Every single mortal I've ever contracted with, including Baizhu and Zhang Li's master, has passed away at a young age.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense. You said that the contract with you helps people live longer.
It is a very long story.
Long ago, when plagues ravaged the land, one doctor made a pledge to rid the world of pain and suffering.
Baizhu
Even the
novinho.
most ingenious mortal medicine could not stay the tide
Não,
of
é o mestre,
disease.
né, do Baizhu.
And after working
No
tirelessly
caso.
for many years,
Tem cabelo
even his
verde.
dearest loved ones fell sick and bade their final farewell. Legends told of an herb lord in Chenyu Vale who could cure any illness known to mankind. The doctor sought the herb lord, but found only a white snake, its breathing weak and its power all but spent.
Faria isso também, Rainer. Até o cabelo. Vocês copiaram assim na cara dura?
And I will impart to you the secret art of healing. But be warned, this art will harm your own health.
With means beyond human ken, The doctor could now reverse the process of death. And yet, the time still came to say goodbye. Only now, the one departing was the doctor, his life force spent. His final act in life was to pass on the contract to his final patient, his favorite disciple. The disciple chose to dedicate their life to saving the lives of others. And generation upon generation followed in these footsteps.
Ele narrando.
Since I inherited this contract, I've always respected the path taken by my predecessors and followed it myself unquestioningly. That is until I tried to use the art to save my own disciple's beloved. She begged me not to use up my own life force. She said that this art is a poison chalice, an evil and unnatural practice. She did not wish to sacrifice one life for the sake of another, when both were lives she treasured. Only then did it occur to me. Did I not suffer when my master passed away, just as patients' families do at their loved one's deathbed? Are not the lives cut short by this contract just as worthy of saving as any patients? What is this contract to us? Medicine or poison? Alas, I no longer have enough time left to find the answer. I entrust to your care both Changsheng and this final question. May you find a remedy for this conundrum, which has ailed us so.
Time and again, no matter how much I try to warn them or balance their chi, I can never save them. And you? What's your answer?
If I abandoned the contract and left you without a host, what would happen?
I suppose I'd spend my final moments taking a nice nap on Mount Yaojun. Then I'd be reunited with my old friends and your predecessors.
Then it's decided. If there's a life in front of me that deserves to be saved, why shouldn't I do everything within my power to save it?
Once again, it's the same answer. So be it. Close your eyes. Who knows how many more people will take on this contract?
None. This contract will end with me.
E?
My contract has strict requirements on the host's natural temperament. All my hosts have been most pure of heart.
But when one with an altruistic nature gains access to this art, they are more seduced than the average person by the miracle of overturning the laws of life and death. Though they know better than anyone else the fate that awaits them, when faced with the sorrows of humanity and the pain of losing their nearest and dearest, they cannot help but reach beyond human means. They are like moths that throw themselves into the flame, seeking a glimmer of hope in a dark world filled with pain and suffering.
So, Baiju, does that mean...
I suppose that would make me a moth that yearns for the light, but doesn't want to be burned to a crisp. Changsheng's art can transfer pain and suffering between people, but it cannot reduce the total amount of pain in the world. It's just like we witnessed. Either Jia Liang feared for Jiang Li's life, or Jiang Li grieved over Jia Liang's sacrifice. I have nothing but the utmost respect for my predecessors, who sacrificed their lives for their principles. But I do not wish to join their ranks, nor do I wish to pass on this contract to anyone else in the future.
Huh? But didn't you already transfer a ton of diseases onto yourself?
What makes a poison poison? And what makes a disease a disease? When it comes down to it, Are not both mechanisms that affect the operations of the human body? If disease is defined as deviation from normal functioning, then who knows? Perhaps the true elixir of immortality could in fact be a kind of poison. Many may view the notion of searching for immortality in poisons and illnesses as a flagrant violation of the natural order. But to me, it is no different from the way our ancestors tested the medicinal qualities of herbs by sampling each and every one. I don't want those who come after me to lose their lives to this contract. Precisely. I will be Changsheng's final host, and the tradition of passing down the contract will end with me.
Even the gods of old struggle to achieve true immortality. First you want to save others, then you want to save yourself. Now you even want to save me. You're getting greedy, Baiju.
But isn't wanting to have it all what makes us human? For a selfish moth like me, who's afraid of the flame yet yearns for the light, the only path forward is up towards the moon.
For once, Paimon just does not know what to say.
Dr. Baiju, Traveler, what are you still chatting about? The food's about to get cold.
We also have coconut milk for
Aw.
Changsheng and Paimon. Okay, fine. Let's go grab some food. Paimon has a bunch of burning questions, but they can wait till after we've eaten.
I do envy Paimon sometimes. Eating her fill is enough to satisfy her body and mind.
True. And yet, although we call them simple pleasures, are such things as these not precisely why we mortals
Exatamente, Raine.
cling
Muito bom, né?
desperately to the life we have?
Acabamos. Demorou um pouquinho só. Ai, gente, eu já volto, tá bom?